Today we'll meet Newark's local artist, Tony Goulding, and he's going to be talking to us about his latest project, the new 2023 calendar.
Tony, tell us about your new project with the calendars that you've got running.
New project? Well, this is the third time I've done a calendar, which seems to be popular with all the Newark people. So I'm doing this year yet another. This is the third in the series, another calendar of all Newark scenes.
I mean, I know you live in Newark and everything else, but what is it about Newark that you actually like?
I love in Newark the lots of great buildings. If you stand back and look up, say in the marketplace, there's some fantastic buildings, and they're great to draw and take pictures of and paint, etc., etc. Not only that, out in the local area as well.
Sure. So what's the process? Take us through that. What do you do? How did you start?
I'll be out in my car generally, or walking, or on my bicycle.
All right.
I'll see a nice view. If I can, a different view from what people normally paint. I'll take a picture of it, get it onto my iPad, as simple as that, and then just paint it from there. Sometimes I've done a sketch in situ, as it were, but if I sat down with my easel in the middle of a field painting Alton Church, guaranteed it'll rain or blow me all over the place. So I'll do it in the comfort of my little studio back at home.
Yeah. How long have you been painting?
Properly like this, about 4 years. That's all.
Seriously?
Yeah. I did a bit of school, but I joined I told you before, I joined the RAF at 17.
Yeah.
So
that's quite incredible, though, isn't it? 4 years, and I mean you've got a lot of work out there, haven't you?
Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong, I did a bit in the RAF.
Yeah.
But only a few cartoons of people and such like.
Yeah.
I didn't have time. I was too busy. Yeah.
Because what is it you were known for? You mentioned like the cartoons and everything else, because you got a whole collection. I mean, am I right in saying that?
I used to do lots of caricatures of people, but I moved away from that now. It's too much pressure for me trying to get a likeness. It's not easy because I'm not trained to do it. I just did it myself.
Right.
So I've moved.
But surely isn't that the beauty of it? It's the fact that, all right, yeah. I mean, when you go on holiday, you see the artists, don't you? And they do them big caricatures and
about
everything.
30 seconds. No,
Yeah.
I can't do that.
No.
Mine were more like fun portraits, I suppose.
Yeah.
I never made people look ridiculous with great big noses and stuff like that.
Right.
There were pictures that they want to put up, generally in their toilets, depicting what they did in life if they retired, or what aircraft they flew, or what they did if they worked at NSK. NSK in the background.
Do you think you'll ever move from the toilet to the living room?
Well, I have.
Oh.
Yeah, I have now, but not with cartoons.
Right.
This is more with. Good question. This is more with my general artwork. I did a lot of paintings in the Lowry style, tributes to Lowry, but of Newark. They were very popular.
They went down really well.
Yeah, I did a calendar of those, and I sold a lot of prints of those as well. And we've still got some today. I keep doing them because I keep selling them.
Yeah.
And then I've got several different styles, which I'm sure you're going to show later on.
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
More modern style, which to do with a palette knife of various places in Newark.
Well, 1 minute. Let's just stop there then. Right.
Yeah.
Why have you changed your style?
I haven't changed the style. I do several different styles.
Oh, okay.
I was getting bored just doing the one thing.
Right.
I thought, no, let's shake it up a bit, have a bit of colour, get into it, and and also with a palette knife, you're not tied to making stuff all exact and stuff. You're a lot freer. You can make a bigger mess. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And I flick a lot of the paint as well for the trees or what have you. So you're covered in paint. But it's great fun. Yeah.
Bit more abstracty then.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
So out of all the styles that you do, what do you actually prefer?
I prefer at the minute the abstracty type thing with the splashing of paint and with the palette knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the abstract stuff. Especially when you see those artists that get there and they're splashing out the colours and they've got tape on and they rip the tapes off and do all sorts.
It's good fun, and that's what art's all about, really.
Yeah. But what got you into it?
What In the first
into
place,
the art, yeah.
Once I did it at school, I enjoyed it, but I'm retired, and I've always wanted to push my art a little bit, and that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, good.
You
Good.
know,
Because am I right in saying your father was a bit of an artist?
Yeah, only a bit for a bit of fun, really. And he went to Nottingham College of Art, and he was a wonderful artist. But back then, in 1947, there was no money in doing that.
No, sure.
He said he'd love to have done it, but he had national service, and then he went working for Lloyd's Bank. You know.
Oh, is that what he did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But for all the aviation enthusiasts out there,
Yeah.
he did some remarkable paintings of the Lancaster, didn't he?
No, he took a lot of pictures, and he used to write books. He used to write books on the Lancaster.
Oh, so that's where it was. I was trying to work out through the research and everything else. Did he actually paint them or what? So it was his books and everything else.
Yeah, he used to take a lot of photos of them. But he wrote the Lancaster, co-wrote with a chap called Mike Garbett, the Lancaster at War series of books. So there's I think they did about 6 to 8 books altogether. Some on the Lincoln, the Lancaster, that War series it was called.
Yeah. Oh, right.
So I grew up with the Lancaster. I think we mentioned it before, didn't we?
Yeah.
So that was my interest, like with that painting there. Love the Lancaster.
Yeah.
I love aviation. I was in the Air Force for nearly 30 years, so it rubs off on you. You keep running home to Mama to paint a Chinook or something sometimes.
Yeah. Well, we've seen some of them in the past, haven't we?
Yeah. You're right.
On them. But what is it about Newark that you actually love, and why do you paint it?
Living here, you mean?
Well, I mean, with your art. I mean, just because you live here doesn't mean to say that you actually love painting. You know what's there.
I love older buildings, and that's why I go around taking pictures of them, and eventually to paint most of my images I've taken. You know, well, I think I pinched one of your paintings once as well.
You did.
Castle.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Must
Later.
pay for that. Yeah, the buildings. People, I think a lot of people take Newark for granted, but if you stand back, like I said a little while ago, and look up, or fantastic old buildings, there really are. You've got the canal, the river, just everywhere you go. You know, take a minute, have a look up, and oh wow, look at that. You know, there's some lovely Art Deco ones which you don't notice as well. I think there used to be cinemas. I'm not sure. Where Ladbrokes is, for example, I need to paint. That's a lovely Art Deco one on the end there. And there's a few others as well. And then going back, you know, what a history. What a history, you know. The old King Charles I tea rooms, which is now the Newark Art Gallery. Fantastic place in there. Good friend of mine, David.
David, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, you know, you artists, I mean, it's quite a close-knit clique, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, we share aprons. Yeah.
Yeah. Never the easel.
Yeah, but normally I was I am the resident artist in the arcade framing gallery, but unfortunately at the minute, until they get sorted, they're because they had a bad fire on the roof and then a flood which has knocked them back considerably, which is a crying shame really.
So how does that leave you then? How are you going to be selling your wares or showing them?
Well, I'm putting them on the internet. Sounds like I know what I'm doing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I'll put them on
Whereabouts?
on Facebook and Marketplace and places like that. I'm not very up to date on all that really.
Right.
Hello Newark, put some stuff on there, particularly about the calendars because that's my priority at the minute.
Yeah.
I've got a number of those that I need to shift before Christmas.
So how many calendars do we actually have to shift?
I ordered 300.
Oh, okay.
Because I normally sell them all.
Yeah.
Easily, and I'm always like that. Well, should I get another 100 in? But I don't want to get caught out with 100 calendars hanging up in my living room.
Right. And where can people get them from?
At the minute, they are. I'm gonna have to. They are in Envious Cards.
Yeah.
Envy Us Cards. They're in the Newark Art Gallery on Kirkgate.
Yeah.
They're in.
So one minute, Envious are on Cartergate, is that right?
Yes. And the art gallery is on
Kirkgate.
Kirkgate.
You already mentioned that.
Yes, I did. And they're in your place, in the
the Fuji shop.
Fuji shop on Middlegate. So when I lived here 15 years, I'm nearly learning the gates. They're in the pet shop on St Mark's Place.
Oh right, yeah.
In there. They're also in down Chain Lane.
Wooden toys.
Wood and Toys and Soup Wagon.
Oh, Soup Wagon, yeah,
fantastic.
great.
And they've all been really helpful.
Yeah.
Also in Village Chic.
You're in Village Chic?
Yeah.
Oh, you've done well.
Lovely place.
Yeah, they are. They're super in there, yeah.
They really are. Yeah, and so that's about it in Newark at the moment. But Balderson as well, if you live in Balderson. I've got them on Brisbane Court.
Yeah.
And a lovely cafe run by Amy called Tasty Cafe. And also the Any Occasion shop, do all the balloons, cards and stuff for
okay.
for what have you. They're both on Brisbane Court. And also Tallis's, the bike shop near
Dave.
Yeah, David Tallis. Yeah, he's kindly taking it on. As well as Jason, the garage owner on Main Street in Balderton as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How do you
out there?
Yeah. How do you feel about that? You know, these are all little local businesses, all trying to make money.
I wouldn't take them to some big business. It's all. If I'm doing it, it's got to be the little person, if you like. That sounds bad, but. But
why? So why do you do that? Why not the big boys?
Because I want to see local business do better if they can. You know, it's all that's I'm doing this. So get all their names out there as well.
You're a man after my own heart.
Yeah, because them lot have got enough. The big places, haven't they? Yeah.
They have. Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, what we're going to do now, is I would like you to show the people, your calendar, your latest calendar. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you want me to do this? Then?
So.
There you go.
There it is, folks. That's the front cover.
Yeah.
And that's actually depicting Mary Magdalene Church, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, that's one of the gates. That's
Kirkgate.
That's Kirkgate.
That's Kirkgate.
And
Yeah.
just here is the Newark Art Gallery, where they're actually being sold. That's David's place.
Right, which is in the King Charles I coffee shop, isn't it?
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the front of it actually is depicting Newark, because as you come through, from the skyline as well, what do we see? Mary Magdalene's Church, the steeple, everything else. All right, so just take us through it now.
This is like an intermediate kind of style I'm doing. It's a bit like, I call it like a Gowry, because it's a bit like Lowry and a bit like me, Goulding, so I call it a Gowry, and that's just a famous view, and it's good for the front cover because people instantly recognise Newark. So that's basically it, and it shows my mate's gallery as well. Yeah. Second one is Horton Church. Went past it with a fantastic sky with the sun on the church. Drove past it on my bike, stopped, had to paint it. Fantastic view. The Ossington, another famous view. Did it in the same style, the Gowry style. That's it really on that one. It's just an iconic view. I know I said I like to try different views, but that you've got to include that really if you can on the calendar. March is one of the new kind of style, the more modernist kind of thing, where I used a palette knife, and that's of the castle grounds with a bandstand, and I flick paint in various ways to get the tree effect. And they're really, although they're black and white, with the trees they're really colourful and it really stands out. April, there's another one of the in the Gowry kind of style of the market square with the council house and the opticians, London Eye and the other coffee shop there, Green Olive, yeah, that's it. May, another one in the more modern style with the flicked paint and the palette knife of the back end of Mary Magdalene, which you don't very often see on pictures. Different kind of view. So I quite like that one because it's different. Another Gowry style of dune in the the lock area in the castle. Lovely area, great for photography and painting. Again in the old Gowry style. Yeah, enjoyed doing that one as well. Difficult. It's a very strange building, the lockkeeper's building. July is the old palette knife one again. This one is of Fernwood with the old hospital tower, the water tower there. Yeah, that's a nice and colourful one as well, especially if you live in Fernwood. People will hopefully like that. August we got a Gowry style again of Chester's pub in Balderton and the church there with a nice wide Main Street road. September is a slightly different view of the Corn Exchange, which hopefully is going to get done up, isn't it? From the other side of the river with the lovely boat they use there as well. October, Southwell or Southall, depends where you're from. Again with the palette knife and the splashed paint. They're my favourite styles at the minute. November, it's another Gowry style, nice and colourful with the trees turning. And it's of the area at the back of the sugar beet factory with the canal boats in front of it there, and I've put the Battle of Britain memorial flight on to denote the November and the remembrance period. December is no kind of style really, it's a different slightly style. It's a winter scene depicting the large old hospital tower at Fernwood as well, from Hollowdyke Lane. So that's another of my favourites because I cycle around there all the time, and that's a nice moody picture for December with a nice bit of snow. And that's it really, without boring you. That's all the ones on there, and I've still got a few of the originals left.
Okay, so you mentioned that this is your third calendar.
Yes.
So we can pick them up from 21, 22 and 23.
Yeah.
Yeah. If people, because I mean your work, in my mind, is collectible.
Yeah, they are collectible calendars really.
Yeah. So if people want to actually get hold of those, is there a chance that they can get back issues or what?
Not really, no, because I sold them all. I've got one left of last year's.
Yeah.
And I just found that by accident, but
yeah.
the year before I even sold I like to keep one copy, I even sold that, so I ended up with none of those.
Right. Okay, so that's a bit of bad news then, isn't it, really? Yeah. So if they want them, they've got to get them, and that's it, and they've got to get in quick.
Yeah. You can't just have one run, you see.
No.
As in one done, yeah.
Yeah. All right, what about being able to get the individual prints?
Yeah.
How are people going to be able to do that?
They can contact me on Tony Goulding Art on Facebook. That's the business page, if you like, on Facebook, Tony Goulding Art. And just message me and we can have chats from there. But I've got, I do commissions regularly of various things, do a lot of football things or Lowry style of people's houses or where the mum used to live, etc. Do a lot of football grounds. Yeah, lots of Newark scenes. And I've still got a few Newark scenes from the calendar left. But I also do prints from the two previous calendars and this calendar. I do prints of those as well.
Tony, thank you very much for sharing this morning.
Pleasure.
We will obviously talk to you again because next year,
yeah,
let's do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, if you would like one of the new 2023 calendars by Tony Goulding, give him a ring. We'll see you next time.